and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking, I'm estimating here, I have no idea, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely, at least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? This is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It's real quick, my fault. Real quick. It's funny how, you come to these people to just experience this traumatic event and you expect them to be, articulate and calm about what they just witnessed. You know what I'm saying? You seen how he got offended? Well, what happened to him? He blew his head off. Like, what'd you expect him to say? Like, yeah, his thoughts were removed from his plan. You know what I mean? Like,
they were scattered everywhere. His thoughts were scattered everywhere.
Yeah, like you expect him to be as articulate from what he just saw something traumatic. Oh, could you calm down? We have people watching.
All right, go ahead, Cook.
I'm gonna keep it short for real because so registered Republican gets in and one of the most protected people in the world. And he misses. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you who doesn't miss. The Secret Service. I looked up at that gun. I saw that rifle. I looked at the scope on that rifle. There's no way he's supposed to miss that shot for him to get a shot off. He's a spotter. Not only do they have spotters on the roofs, this is coming from my military father. I know how this works. They have spotters in regular clothes on the ground. They have spotters. So my whole thing about it is the reason I think it's cap is because the former president didn't panic enough. The people around him didn't panic enough. The people in those bleachers didn't panic enough. It just seemed a little bit like, oh, nobody's really going to get hurt. We're acting like people being sacrificed by our government is something that they don't do, or like it's new with Flint, Michigan still having brown water. Like, okay, somebody ended up dead. They don't care. I'm not a Democrat, so I don't want to hear that. Everybody's like, oh, you must be a Joe Biden. No, I'm not. I just don't think any of them care about us. And they'll do anything to get elected. He was on the ground forever, gets up, fist pumping, talking about fight, fight, fight. Oh, where's my shoes? Meanwhile, the shooter has not been neutralized yet. If you go through the time crunch, and they're trying to get him to the car. The shooter was neutralized. He should have been down as long as that man was alive. But he walking, fighting, getting up, want a fist pump. He knew he wasn't in danger. That's of dying. That's why I feel it's cap. He fought too hard to stand back up because he knew he was not in any danger of being killed to begin with. Nobody that has had an attempt on their life would be that gung ho about standing up and putting their head back in harm's way without knowing that that person has been neutralized. And there's no way he knew if that person was neutralized because he was flat on his stomach. And that little bit of blood that came off a sniper bullet. Do y'all hunt? Have y'all seen the size of those bullets? I hunt. I'm from the country. There's no way. I call cap. Y'all can say what you want. I'm not Amanda Seals. I ain't trying to, I don't care. I know how bullets work. I know how weapons work. I know how scopes work. I know how the military moves. Those are all former military or present military people protecting the president. And I feel like he knew what was going on, if nobody else. So whatever. It's stupid. They'll sacrifice anybody to win at this point. Both sides. So
So,
I'd say be ready. And everybody's like, oh, this was civil war, terrorist attack. They're just getting us ready for what's to come. Some bullshit. Some
so
more
do you
bullshit. So
feel
stay
like
out of crowded places and stay out of tall buildings. Because we have a history of that shit too.
I mean, it kind of makes sense now that you're laying it out like that because I came from a property. I worked at a property for nearly a decade with top-notch surveillance. Nothing moves, especially when there's something big happening, entertainment, whatever. We called it the eye in the sky. The eye in the sky is always watching everything. When money would move, people would move, you would move from anything. So it is kind of bizarre because with this being this type of event, that's exactly, I'd imagine, how it would work. And to your point, top level military security professionals, like, they're on the phone, on the radio, left and right when he's taking a step, when he's taking a sip of water. Like, it is bizarre.
He let 6 Marines. He's so strong. Donald Trump was able to fight off 6 Marines to get up and pump his fists and look for his shoes at the same time because that was on the hot mic. Let me get my shoes, sir. Somebody's trying to kill you. Oh wait, but they really not though. So the world is a stage. I better pay attention.
All right, go ahead, Luis.
yeah, I was gonna say, do you think that his security team didn't know what was going on, but him and maybe a select other few people did know what was going on? So it was like almost like a blind mouse situation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think
Because
the people that let him get up knew. I think maybe even the guy on the roof knew. He had a clear shot. There's no way with that scope. That scope was magnified. Oh, Buddy was talking about it, but he doesn't understand who had that scope. Oh, he shot him and he missed. No, he don't miss with that scope.
Yeah, I mean, like a mile, like the most successful shot, like it's almost like a mile, but 450 yards, compared to
By a Secret
1,700.
Serviceman, he not missing that
Yeah,
shot.
No. You talking about the shooter was a Secret Service person?
No, I'm talking about the spotter.
Oh,
The
okay.
spotter on that roof behind Donald Trump was not missing that shot under any circumstances. I saw the gun. It's military issued. I saw the scope. It is this big around, just the lens attached to the rifle. And you telling me that man missed that shot?
You saying he missed the person that was trying to shoot?
Yeah, they saw him. He was in on it, and it was just drama. If you look at it in slow motion and watch it about 10 times, you're going to realize how fake that is because even the people in the crowd behind the president, yeah, a couple of people behind him that got shot, but it's some suspicious people behind him. Like, think about it. We clearing the bleachers. We're clearing the bleachers.
I thought about that too, Cookie. I thought about that too. But then I thought culturally, because I watched that and I saw them like duck down, and I thought like me, if I was that dog, I would have been jumping, running out of my shoes.
Thank you, Jay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I thought about that, but I said, yo, we run, we scatter, they investigate. You know what I'm saying? When we hear it, boom, we out and we'll talk about it later. With them, it's like, where'd that come from?
Well, there was a couple of people that did run. There was a couple of us black folks that took off. Now, please believe you me, we got them through.
They were already in the parking lot.
Leave them Jordans behind them.
We got through. We left our white brothers and sisters there, so they could do what they want to do. But we got to get up out of here.
But you want to know something too, Hank? You want to know something? It's interesting that we're having this conversation and how Cookie broke it down, where how people in the bleachers were like very little, like they were very much not phased. And then I go back and I look at the video frame by frame of the JFK shooting, and it was still the same thing. Like people were still like very slow. Like people, like it's crazy because
we all know
a
what
real
happened
shot
to
could go off.
JFK.
See, I think it's a big difference between high caliber rifles from a long distance versus stuff that we've probably experienced, which is, you know, Negroidian handguns.
That was easily, Jay, what he was shooting is easily a 6.5 Creedmoor round.
He ain't missing that.
Easy. That thing is like this. That round. That's not your typical 5.56 or your Remington 223.
You can't buy that gun he had on their spotting. Or the binoculars. They military issue. That's why I'm like, it's all the way sus. I don't even think if it was an inside job, it was an inside job by him.
But Cookie, if you want to buy certain things, you can get them. I don't care if there's military issue or not.
You can. I mean, you'll get put in jail if you caught with them, but
yeah, for sure. But the people who's buying is not caring about that. They not caring about the repercussions. Else they would have never made a purchase.
So, I'm not arguing that people can buy illegal weapons. What I'm saying is that man on top of that roof that was in charge of being a spotter, all of the Secret Service men in the audience in regular clothes, all of the Secret Service men and women that were behind him in those bleachers, nobody pulled out a weapon. He was never in any real danger, and I feel like too many people knew that. That's all I'm saying. It's very obvious when you go look that they knew he was never in any real danger.
So
everybody's like, why are you on the ground so long? Why haven't they taken him to his car? Probably because they was applying that fake blood on him.
Okay, and that's what I was about to ask you.
They was
do you
doing
think
his
that
makeup while he was on the ground? Whatever.
I thought maybe he got cut when they kind of jumped on him. I thought that's when he probably got cut. Maybe got cut.
I'll agree with that. Absolutely. But the logistics aren't adding up if you really just think about it. And the way he got up, fight, nigga, go get in the car. What are you doing? You know you're not in any trouble. Ain't nobody trying to kill you, and you know it. That was cap.